people who I love but have never met. I want to welcome you to the things that I wish I knew my freshman year at Stanford, the incomplete list. It's gonna be long, it's gonna be rambly, I'm gonna repeat myself. Grab some green tea with a splash of organic, non-fat milk, sit back and relax. Disclaimer, I am a white-passing, fully Latino, fully white, second-generation documented Ecuadorian American cis male heterosexual US male gender norm conforming Christian upper-class engineer poet ENFP homeschooled second oldest of 7 kids who just finished his junior year at Stanford studying mechanical engineering, who is taking a year off to homeschool his siblings, build data visualizations, develop deeper and better relationships with his family, and breathe. That's who I am, and I'm about to be making general statements. The truth is I can only speak for myself, so please take everything I say with a grain of salt. There are going to be 3 main sections. Number 1, people. Number 2, freshman year at Stanford. Number 3, just general logistics and advice about navigating the system that is Stanford. And a 4th hodgepodge, not really section of just things that I wanted to say. Section 1, people. Idea number 1, don't compare yourself. You're about to be thrust into 6,000 of some of the most unbelievable, beautiful, incredible, talented people on the planet. So please do not compare yourself to them. They are picked, you have been picked, because you have a story that no one else has a story quite like. By definition, you will hate yourself if you compare yourself to others. Please, please don't compare yourself. 1.5, you will compare yourself. So here's a better approach. Learn to deeply delight in others' stories. Prioritize the things that make you, you, and do them early. Be present with others. Practical. I work for NASA. You could say, oh, whoa, that's so cool. Whoa, you delighted in this made-up story of what you imagine their experience might be like. Instead, ask them, what was that experience like for you? How did it shape you? Would you go back and do it? Focus on their experience and their story as opposed to being impressed by their resume. 15. Did I mention that these are not going to be in any specific order? Stanford is anything but a level playing field. And that's systematically true, i.e. if you're wealthy with parents who have gone to college and know how to work the system and don't have to pay for work a part-time job during school, life is probably going to be easier and the system is better designed for you. In fact, it's also true academically as well. For example, coming into engineering, I had 0 physics and almost no science and no calculus in my background. My roommate, for example, or in contrast, had gone to one of the best STEM high schools in the nation and had worked on top secret classified government programming projects and was very familiar with math and science. There's really no comparison between us, and yet we were in the same room, taking the same classes, taking the same tests. But yes, his focused attention was an A+. My hard work, frustration, failing midterms, studying and studying was a B-. So don't compare yourselves academically. You're not meant to compete. You can't. 16. Extend compassion to others and to yourself. Easy steps for you might be the scariest leap someone else has ever taken. Remember this and listen deeply. Celebrate victories for others that may seem trivial in your context. And remember to celebrate your victories that may seem trivial to everyone else at Stanford. 17. Don't talk about the trivial aspects of classes. Why? Stanford has handpicked the most incredible stories from around the world and then taken them out and put them in this weird space of lecture halls and dorm rooms. And the most tragically stupid thing we can do is focus on the arbitrary things we've been placed into. Tests, grades, etc. Press into inherent sexism, unapologetic colonialism in your classes. Talk about those aspects of them. Press instead into the stories around you. In Stanford, there's this interesting dichotomy that happens in interaction. On one extreme, there's the crazy accomplishments of people that pop out. They invented these systems. They were honored by the government of India. They cured cancer. They have research. They've written books. And on the other side of that dichotomy is sort of the mundaneness and really arbitrariness of Stanford classes that we're submerged in all day long. For example, I hate my chemistry class. It's poorly taught and I don't understand electron orbitals. In that extreme, we're often bouncing back and forth between these accomplishments and this mundane everyday. It's sort of arbitrary in terms of how we've tried to create these learning systems. And we're totally missing the depth, complexity, and beauty of the humanness that is us in between these. So invite yourself and others into that.